mshikamano hatima yetu, tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
Welcome to Humans TV Africa, and this is Katom Mukasa, broadcasting live wherever you are. In the studio, it's Dennis Bongole to do the production. We are live here in the studio talking about issues that take us forward. Humans TV Africa is a registered charity organization. We are registered to do media work, and we want to encourage you to please subscribe to Humans TV Africa by, of course, pressing the subscription button and join us, follow us, like and comment. You can also be part of us by contributing ideas to the themes we talk about. Our website, our TikTok, our Facebook and YouTube is all under the same name, Humans TV Africa. And of course, our numbers are right on your screen. You can send us a message in WhatsApp. We shall be able to respond to you. Today, it is country profiles. We bring you country profiles because we want to enlighten you about countries that you don't normally hear about, or let you into the world that you know little about. Today, we have traveled to the Maghreb region. Maghreb region is the region in North Africa, and we shall be covering Morocco, a country in Northwest Africa. Morocco is known for many things, but of course is known for a rich history of the Berbers there. The Berbers were there 2,000 years before colonialism. The Berbers were there, and they are the main guys in this country. Morocco is a constitutional monarchy. One of the few surviving constitutional monarchies in the world is Morocco, a country with a rich history, a country that was once occupied by the Phoenicians, then the Spaniards, then the French, and of course the British also tried to take power of it. It has been a country with lots of history in terms of connection to the world. Remember that Morocco is only 14 kilometers away from Spain. Now, Morocco easily connects with the rest of the world. You can connect with Morocco, Portugal, and Spain just as easily as that, only 14 kilometers. And that separate the stretch between Morocco and of course Spain. Now, look at the flag of Morocco, completely red with that star, as you can see. Now, that flag has lots of meaning and lots of history right here. Now, we're going to be talking about what is in Morocco. The flag, of course, the red is the blood that joins us all together as humanity. And of course, the flag with that kind of star, you can call it whatever you want. Ethiopians call it differently. Egyptians call it differently. And of course, Jews also have a different meaning. So that star, you see the historical star, and Morocco adopts it. Now, in terms of history, as I said, Morocco was once occupied by the British in 1660. Britain took control of the Tangier region of Morocco. I remember following the marriage of Catherine of Bangaza to King Charles II in 1661. That is the brief history. But before that, Morocco actually had been occupied by the Phoenicians, the Spaniards, and of course later on the French also occupied Morocco. For example, Morocco was a French colony, though it was inhabited by the Berbers for some 2,000 years ago. Before the French, of course, took over, Morocco experienced Phoenician colonization. Morocco, of course, also experienced British invasion, the French, and of course, the French were there between the 6th to the 8th century BCE. Of course, Spain was there also, partly to rule it, but didn't last so long. And of course, what made Spain to be easy to connect with Morocco was because of the distance between Spain and Morocco is only 14 kilometers between the two. Spain is 14 kilometers away from the stretch that links you to Morocco. So it was always easier for the Spaniards to cross to Morocco. In fact, in 1912, the Spaniards had declared it their protectorate. 1912 to 1956, the Spaniards still had a bit of control over Morocco. Now, Morocco, of course, signed the treaty, the first treaty. Morocco signed it between Morocco's Sultan Abdul Hafsa in 1912, officially making Morocco a French protectorate from 1912 thereabout. Now, when you look at that map right on your screen, we see that Morocco is definitely endowed in terms of the coastline, in terms of the geographical location. Remember that Morocco is bordered by the North Atlantic Ocean and, of course, the Mediterranean Sea. Now, that's how Morocco becomes so important. It has the Mediterranean Sea, but also it has the North Atlantic Ocean. Now, if you are having all these as your borders, it means that it's easier to link Morocco to the rest of the world. Now, other countries that border Morocco, of course, it's Algeria and Western Sahara. That those are the lands that actually border Morocco. Western Sahara, the south, and of course, Algeria, the south, Western Sahara, the east. Morocco is about the size of California. If you ask me, about the size of California, and of course, in terms of area coverage, it is about 446, 55 square kilometers. Now, in terms of minimum, what are the minimum that someone can talk about when you go to Morocco? Morocco has a GDP of about 144 billion US dollars. That is the GDP of Morocco, quite big. The nation, actually, Morocco is in the middle income economy. If you may ask me about the status of Morocco, middle income economy, Morocco is the country that provides the world with 75% of the world's phosphates. As you can see on your map there, we are talking about the regions, we're talking about how the divisions of this country are in terms of region, in terms of tribes, but also in terms of minerals and discoveries. Morocco contributes 75% of world's phosphates to the world. Morocco, of course, has gold, cobalt, copper, phosphor, iron ore, lead, salt, silver, talc, and zinc. Those are the major minerals you'll find in Morocco: the barite, clays, cobalt, gold, copper, phosphor, iron ore, lead, salt, silver, talc, and zinc. These are the high quality minerals that are going to be found in Morocco if you go there. And of course, the country also has calcite, it has ethers, apatite, and other very important stones like vanadite, which of course of high quality can also be found in Morocco. Now, going forward, when we look at those maps, let us have a look at more of these maps. We're going to look at the statistics that make Morocco unique. In terms of statistics, we see that the population of Morocco is 37 million people. But of course, we normally know that the census happens once in a while. But from the census right there, give me a minute, I'll be explaining this very fast. We see that Morocco, in terms of population is about 37 million people right there. Now, having said that, of course, the growth rate, population growth rate is 1 annually. It's actually not going very fast. Age dependence in Morocco is 52%, not so bad. And of course, urban population is high at 64%. Infant mortality rate is 15 per 1,000 live births. And of course, life expectancy is 74. I told you Morocco is a middle income country doing very well. You can see people actually last longer. 74 years. That's quite big compared to other African countries. Now, in terms of age distribution, Morocco, the majority of people in Morocco are actually between the age of 15 to 60 for the working class. Is quite big right there, 65%. And of course, those who are between 0 to 14 come in at 26%, and the aged ones about 7%, almost 8% are the aged ones. And if you compare this with other countries in Africa, you find that actually Morocco has more aged people than other countries in Africa. In terms of electricity, does Morocco has electricity? Have electricity? Yes. In terms of electricity production, they produce their own at 41 billion kilowatts, and of course, consumption of their own is 35 billion kilowatts, and of course, they export a little bit and they import still a little bit. Renewable energy, they have renewable energy right there in 8 billion in terms of renewable energy. They have, how about oil? In terms of oil, Morocco has not so much oil, honestly, but of course, consumption is a bit high and the export is zero. And of course, import is high. They actually import oil right there in Morocco. Natural gases, in terms of natural gases, yes, they have a bit of natural gases there. The consumption is higher than what they have. They don't export, but they import. They import much of the natural gases. Now, in terms of technology, they have 55 airports. Cellular phones, almost everyone in Morocco has a phone. In fact, more than one phone, because you can see 44 million people right there. 44 million people actually have phones. Actually, 44 million phones right there. Yet the population is about 37, which means there are more phones than the people in Morocco. Highways are 57, 300 kilometers. Internet users are 19 million people right there. Internet users, railways, quite a distance of 2,067 kilometers, and telephones, and those with office telephones, about 2 million there. Now, in terms of geography, we see that in Morocco, as I said, is located in northern Africa, bordering the North Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, between Algeria and Western Sahara. The total area of this country is about 550 square kilometers, just like California, the size of California. Water area is quite big, also at 250 square kilometers. Coastline is big, at 1,835 kilometers. The climate is basically Mediterranean, becoming more extreme and sometimes very hot in the interior. The terrain is mountainous. It's a mountainous country in the north coast, with the Rift Mountains, and the interior Atlas Mountains. Of course, they're bordered by the large plateaus with the intermountain valleys and fertile coastal plains. The lowest point is Saboka, and the highest point is Jebel Tarab. Now, that is basically a brief about the statistics, call them stats, from Morocco. Now, having said that, the statistics don't tell lies. Now, let us look at the tourist areas. Rabat, of course, is the main thing there. Rabat is a big city right in Morocco there. But you can see Moroccans having a coastline. It's a beautiful country. I should say Morocco is a very beautiful country because of the sand dunes, of course, the desert environment, and of course, their camels and all that. Remember that majority of these people are Berbers. Call them Arab if you want, Arabic African Arabs, right there in Morocco. And of course, you see these beautiful ladies here, these good men in Morocco. Their culture, they are extremely Islamic. They're extremely Islamic. Remember, I told you, Morocco is a monarchy. Don't forget that. They're extremely Islamic. It's a monarchy right in Morocco, and the country is extremely influenced by the Islamic background of the people that conquered Morocco, the Berbers, the Tuaregs, and others. These are Muslims, the culture is Islamic, and of course the law Islamic law is being influenced in Morocco, of course, with the French law right there in combination. Of course, Morocco is also known by the history it has got with the rest of the world. Of course, the history in occupation. Moroccans love football. If you remember, they have been part of the African teams representing, of course, Africa reaching the quarterfinals. They are very, very big fans of football right there in Morocco. And of course, they're better football scorer players in Morocco than in so many other countries. Of course, Morocco is beautiful. The water bodies, remember, that surround some of the cities. Rabat, one of the best cities in the world. Rabat, one of those very good cities right there in the world. Morocco is very good for tourism. I should encourage you to go to Morocco. It's peaceful. Right, the peaceful. It's a constitutional monarchy, just like you see Jordan. If you know Jordan, just like Jordan, Morocco is a constitutional monarchy. It's a very, very beautiful country. Now, the challenge with Morocco is the issue of the immigrants. The challenge with Morocco is the issue of immigrants. I'll take a minute right there to explain to you. Now, why are people going to Morocco, especially people from sub-Saharan Africa going to Morocco? They go to Morocco because they want to use Morocco as a gateway to Europe. Remember, Morocco is only 14 kilometers away from Spain. If you're in Morocco, you're almost like in Spain. And Portugal is not so far away still now. There are thousands of people from sub-Saharan Africa going to Morocco to seek refugee, but the intention is not to stay in Morocco. The intention is to run away from Africa. They are being shot dead. Thousands of them die each year. Thousands of Africans die trying to cross from Morocco to Spain. Thousands, hundreds line up every day. Now, Morocco has been challenged by the refugee crisis. Morocco has been challenged by the immigration crisis. The police of Morocco is becoming one of the toughest. They shoot people. Sometimes they brutalize people. Sometimes they kill people. The police and the army of Morocco has been tough on asylum seekers, has been tough on immigrants. For example, we know, of course, that Morocco is both a transit and host country for people seeking asylum. And of course, UNHCR has recently said that people from over 50 countries are going to Morocco. You can imagine people come from Arabic countries, come from Jordan, come from Syria. They go to Morocco to be able to cross to Spain. Now it becomes a problem. Morocco has thousands because about 50 countries have their people in Morocco because they want to cross borders. I told you it's easier to cross from Morocco to go to Spain, but Spain on the other side is not allowing them to cross. They have built barricades. They have put soldiers. Spain doesn't want people to go into their country because, of course, we know that Spain is having so many refugees as we speak. Now, they are going to Morocco, trying to cross the border, and Spain is refusing them entry. Now, what happens? Have been scuffle. What happens? Has been shootings, has been death. So this has been going on for years now. For the last 15 years, people are dying in Morocco in terms of refugee crisis, in terms of crossing the border. And possibly they have said that each year, at least 600 people die trying to cross from Morocco to Spain. Each year, at least 600 people die trying to cross from Morocco to Spain. Now, these are big numbers. When they say at least, it means maybe thousands dying. We have been seeing boats capsizing. Why? There are many immigrants in Morocco trying to cross. Why? Because Morocco has a proximity of about 14 kilometers between Morocco and Spain, and it becomes also easier to connect with Portugal, therefore to connect with the rest of Europe. Now, it's hard. Having said that, Morocco is a constitutional monarchy. As you can see, it's a constitutional monarchy. Now, as we speak today, of course, the Prime Minister is an equivalent. If you ask me, the Prime Minister is an equivalent of a president. If you ask me, the Prime Minister has much powers as the president. Now, the man is Aziz Akram, is the man there, is the 17th Prime Minister, is the incumbent, assumed the office on the 7th of October 2021. Of course, the leader of the monarchy is called Mohammed VI. The guy, the king, is Mohammed VI. King Mohammed VI, the leader of Morocco. Remember, Morocco is the constitutional monarchy. One of the few surviving monarchies in the world is Morocco. Talk about Jordan, that is Morocco. They have constitutional monarchies right there. There are few countries with constitutional monarchies, and of course, Morocco is one of those countries with the constitutional monarchy. Now, the president of Morocco, if you ask me, I will tell you, look at the prime minister more than considering the president. Now, Moroccan monarchy is held by Mohammed VII. Mohammed VI, Sadis, was born on 21st August 1963. That's the guy there, 21st August 1963, as the king of Morocco, the member of the Arawi dynasty. He ascended to the throne on the 23rd of July 1999, and upon his death, the death of his father, King Hassan II, he succeeded his father, King Hassan II. You can imagine these guys have been having a monarchy for over how many years? About so many years they've been having monarchies, a monarchy in Morocco. And of course, the prime minister, just like you see in the UK, the prime minister may be seen doing so much talking, so much hands-on work, but behind the prime minister is the king of Morocco. The president of Morocco is chosen by the king of Morocco. The king of Morocco will choose the president of Morocco. Talk about the prime minister if you want. Now, and this one makes Morocco a constitutional monarchy, one of the few surviving constitutional monarchies. Of course, sometimes the king is the one to meet the president. This is the president of Angola, for example. That was the Angolan president right there in Morocco. The president may meet the prime minister may meet the president from different countries, or the king may meet the president. So sometimes the king meeting the president, sometimes it is the prime minister meeting the president. They are all doing that kind of role to meet foreign delegations. This is the family of the king of Morocco. It's a constitutional monarch, as I told you. Just like you look at Jordan and a few other constitutional monarchies, like of course Great Britain is a constitutional monarchy. So that is it about Morocco, a very beautiful country, challenged by issues of migration, because at least 600 people die each day, not each day, each year annually, trying to cross from Morocco to Spain and have a way to go to Europe. If you have seen a movie called Adu is a movie that is going to give you a summary of what's happening in Morocco. The movie Adu, you are going to see how people are struggling to break away from Africa to go to Spain. And they are going to Spain, another country in trouble. Spain is a poor country in a way, if you ask me. Yeah, it's in Europe, but it doesn't do well because of so many challenges. So inflation, poverty, unemployment in Spain. People are dying to go to Spain because Spain is a gateway to Europe. And Morocco is so near to Spain. So some people say, is Morocco in Africa? Yes, Morocco is in Africa. Is Morocco in Europe? Look at your map and answer that. Thank you so much for watching the show. It is Man's TV Africa. We always bring you information you don't normally see elsewhere. Today, it was Morocco. Tune in, share, like, subscribe. See you in the next one.